Hi, I'm Heather Kemsky, editor of Parents and Kids magazine and your host at wickedlocalparents.com. I'm joined today by Vicki Peterson. She is the executive director of External Affairs for Wide Horizons for Children, based here in Waltham. And we're excited to speak to her today a bit about international adoption, how you begin the process, what the need is right now, and certainly that we're seeing more and more people, I think, interested in adoption and kind of what's starting that trend and how people can seriously consider this as an option to grow their family. Have you found the interest in adoption increasing in recent years?
Well, you know, for the past 20 or so years, international adoption has actually been a very common way for people to add to or start a family. Very recently, because of what's going on in Haiti, people have been very sensitive to the issues of the needs of children, especially in Haiti. But you know, that happens whenever there's a crisis around the world and children are spotlighted in terms of the needs. So it's sort of it webs. I mean, you know, there's an ebb and a flow, I should say. There's an ebb and a flow to adoptions.
And what is a good starting point? If someone is considering this as an option for their family, where do they start?
A good starting point for adoptions is to simply get on the phone or online and put in adoption and call around to agencies that are local and ask questions about whether they have an international adoption program and what countries they work in, and then go to free information meetings. All agencies have free meetings. Sometimes they're one-on-one meetings, sometimes they're group meetings. You can learn an awful lot without actually just from your home before you start the process. And one of the best ways to learn about adoption is to talk to people who have actually adopted children. That's a great way to pick up information about adoption, tips on agencies to go to, and to just be very aware of what's going on around in your community.
And what is the difference from domestic to international as far as the challenges of the process?
Well, when you're doing an international adoption, you are needing to follow the laws and regulations of the community you live in, whether that's the city or state, if there are regulations, and all states have regulations, the country that you live in, and the foreign country that you're working with. So there's a lot of red tape involved. You have to get visas and passports, and you have to meet regulations both on this end for the adopting parents and also on the other end to make sure that the child that is going to be adopted is really truly available for adoption and doesn't have parents that can take care of them. And that is one of the issues that we're hearing a lot about right now with Haiti, because many of those children are not available for adoption, even though they may be currently on the street or in orphanages. It's a very, very sad situation there. But you can't just remove children from a country unless it is very clear that they don't have family members who can take care of them.
And will that be a long process in Haiti as far as finding that out?
It will be a very long process. The U.S. government requires that there's a proof, there is a death certificate or some proof that this child has either been orphaned, truly orphaned, or abandoned, or relinquished for adoption. Well, in the state of chaos that's presently going on in Haiti now, those legal papers are going to be a long time coming. So the people who are already in process adopting children from Haiti are actually having their adoptions expedited, but people who are interested in starting an adoption in Haiti really need to be ready for a long process. So one of the things that we are encouraging parents to think about is to consider perhaps adopting a child who's a little bit older, or a child that has a special need, because those are the children that often end up languishing in orphanages. And many of these children really can, either through our medical care here or through surgery or prosthetics, really live a very normal life, but they will need some special attention. We think it's really important for children to grow up having knowledge of their heritage, a sense of identity, which will be somewhat part American and part of whatever background they come from. A child growing up in an American family usually is going to look different from other people in that family. They're going to stand out as being different. So that makes it even more crucial for that child to feel good about who they are, and whether that child is from Ethiopia or China. In most cases, they're going to look very different from other family members, and they need to feel proud of that part of who they are. So at Wide Horizons, we have lots of cultural programs for our families, and children can attend programs where they're surrounded by other children coming from the same background. So they don't grow up feeling like there's anything very different about them or strange. And there isn't, because nowadays there are so many thousands of children across this country that have come into families through international adoption, and where families are a blend of different backgrounds and cultures.
Vicki, thank you so much for joining us here at Wicked Local Parents.
It was a pleasure.
And if you would like more information about some free seminars at Wide Horizons, or you'd like to find out some resources or read some great adoption stories, which I've seen on your site, please visit www.WHFC, that stands for Wide Horizons for Children.org.